Have you ever noticed that whenever you have the time to do something, you often lack the motivation, but when you finally have the time to do something, you no longer have that motivation? I think that that is the biggest hurdle in being productive. So if you're someone who struggles with procrastinating or struggles with motivation, I'm hoping that these two tips can really help you. So the first one is really simple. It comes from this idea from Cal Newport. He talks about this idea called dopamine sickness, and it's the way to kind of combat that being stopping consuming cheap and intense dopamine. So the idea kind of roughly goes like you were like me when you're eating like pancakes with syrup. Uh, you've been eating it for a while, and then you take a sip of orange juice. Even though orange juice normally tastes sweet and it doesn't have a whole lot of like added sugar in it, it tastes like really bitter. But in a normal environment, you don't have that syrup, and you just kind of take a drink of orange juice. It's actually like naturally sweet. So it's kind of the same idea, but for different tasks in our lives. So like things like whenever you scroll on TikTok, or you're watching a bunch of YouTube shorts or Instagram reels, or you're watching something on Netflix, and you kind of have all of this kind of artificially sweet and dopamine intense things, and when you try to do something productive afterward, it kind of has that same bitter aftertaste as if it was you eating that pancake and syrup and then trying to drink orange juice. And so, one of the first things that you can do if you find yourself struggling with motivation is to identify, hey, what are the things in my life that I'm currently doing that makes it really hard to do other things following them that are productive? So, for me, I took a look at the apps on my phone. So, I uninstalled YouTube. I made a kind of commitment to myself that I was going to stop consuming short form content because it just kind of led me down rabbit holes that were really difficult to get out of. And so for you, it's going to be, I'm sure it's similar things, but just finding these cheap sources of dopamine in your life and, either limiting them to specific times or just eliminating them, wholesale. That would be the first thing that I'd recommend for someone who's struggling to find motivation to do things. The second thing that I would recommend is starting your day off with some morning momentum. So when we start the day off in chaos, chaos usually compounds and the rest of the day tends to kind of go that same way. Kind of like one of those things when you wake up late and you're kind of trying to get ready, but you're stressed and then you're in traffic because you woke up late and then you get to work, but you're like an hour behind and you got these meetings. You don't have time to kind of collect your thoughts, have your coffee, and kind of attack the day. It just kind of compounds over time. So the idea being, hey, what are some things that you could do in the morning that would grow your confidence? Something that, even on a busy day, you could do. So, like, so for example, one of the things I heard kind of high performers like Ed Milet, one of the things he does is every morning he gets up and he drinks a bottle of water. He goes and he weighs himself on the scale. And so every day, even if it's a bad day, this is a commitment that he's made to himself that he starts the day off investing in his health and doing something that kind of helps him to build that momentum. So identifying some different things that are very quick and easy to do so that way when you start your day off with structure, and if you can win your morning, you can win the rest of your day. So I hope that helps, and yeah, good luck.